Hello everyone. In this video we are going to discuss that what are the results of the revolt of 1857. Well, my name is Vaishnavi Jaiswal and I am from class 8th. So let us start with the first result of 1857 of revolt of 1857 of course. So the new act was passed by the British government in 1858 and the powers of East India Company were transferred to the British Crown. This was to ensure that better responsible management of affairs was done. A Secretary of State was appointed. He was made responsible for all matters related to the government of India and was to be assisted by an advisory council of 15 members. This council was called the Indian Council. The Governor General of India was replaced by the Viceroy, a personal representative of the Crown. Lord Canning was the first Viceroy of India. An important question. The respect, dignity, and honor of the native princes were acknowledged. The ruling chiefs had their territorial rights restored. Means all the states that were ruled by the British were now ruled by their chiefs that in the past time, and they were given the pass on their property and titles to their successors, including the adopted sons also. Indian chiefs had to accept the British Queen as their sovereign paramount. The second result was the Indian Civil Service Act of 1861. This act was passed to encourage the entry of more Indians in the Indian civil services. This For this the annual exam was to be held in London. Reorganization of the army. The Indian sepoys were responsible for the outbreak of revolt, as told in the immediate cause. The Indian army was now thoroughly reorganized. The number of Indian soldiers in the army was reduced, and the strength of the European soldier was increased. All Indian artillery units were disbanded, and superior posts in the army and artillery were reserved for Europeans right now also. More soldiers were recruited from the Gurkha, Sikh, and Pathan regiments. The third result of the revolt of 1857 was the Indian Council Act of 1861. It aimed at associating more Indians in the act of legislation so that the rulers would be aware of their feelings and sentiments. The British believed that the Muslims had supported the revolt. Therefore, their land and property was confiscated on a large scale. The British realized the importance of tradition and religion in the lives of Indians. Therefore, they decided to give the respect to the Indian traditions, customs, and religious beliefs, like the Sati Pratha and many other religious beliefs. In order to win the support and loyalty of the landlord class, new policies were framed for the protection of their rights over land. So the conclusion is that Britishers started to form the Indian started to behave like very sophisticatedly in front of Indians right now. And the new phase of colonial rule began in India after 1857. Though the Britishers were able to suppress the revolt, but it clearly indicated that the might, strength, and the determination of the Indians could have succeeded the revolt if they would have good and well modern weapons. They would have emerging of middle classes, they would have common idols, they would have leadership, and no secret negotiations with the British. So the revolt could have succeeded also. Now I have a question for you. In true respect, what was the first war of Indian independence? This is a very easy question, and I hope you all would be answerable to this question. So write your answers in the comment section. So let's end our video with some important timelines. So let us see the